Hello, Rob here from the Flanagan Homestead. My last video was about bringing home my first sheep and unloading them, getting them in the pasture. And this video is going to be about introducing them to the goats and the chickens and get my barn and my pasture and getting them acclimated to my property and getting them comfortable with each other. You'll see my efforts to teach them my call and how long it'll take for them to start coming to my call, getting them in the barn, all the different things that need to happen with my sheep. I just got done putting away the sheep hauling stuff, and what is this, half an hour later, 20 minutes later, they're enjoying grazing out here. There's two right there. You can see the back of one just over the hillside. I'm going to encourage them back up to the other paddock so they get used to the goats. Well, here comes the goats to check them out. But I'm going to keep them in the closer pen for a couple days. They still have half an acre in that pasture to work with each other. So let's see how this goes, trying to herd them up. It'll be interesting to see the interaction between the goats and the sheep when they get together. It'll be hard to film as I walk along this hillside. Oh, here comes Bibi, comes running up to me. Well, that's not the okay, they're checking each other out. That wasn't quite the interaction I expected. Bibi says, I'm going to get closer to Master and see how he feels. It's amazing how they came towards the other doe, but as soon as my buck came down here, they're backing away. I'm just going to let them have some time together here for a little bit, figure each other out. The three new sheep are all huddled up together. Well, that's interesting. That stump is the lookout tower for my goats. They get up on top of that and look for coyotes or anything else. Boy, that one on the right is really muddy from the day. Really matted. Casually go up the hill. Don't want to get them too excited, but I want them to move. Especially since we're expecting some babies out of the one in the middle there in the next few days. Be good to get them in the small pasture and keeping them close to the barn. You guys are doing good. I learned my voice. I learned to come to my voice. We'll get that down. You're enjoying that grazing though. I thought the sheep would be the ones that are more excited, but the goats have a skittish temperament right now. If you look into the barn, you probably can't see on the camera, my doe went in and jumped up on top of the bunk beds that they're on. This will be a nice separation for them. If they share the barn, the goats always sleep up high on the bunks. The sheep can have the ground. Could go right through that little hole. Perfect. This is going better than I could have hoped for. I'm going to close that gate. Obviously that's not the strongest gate in the world, but it just goes from one pasture to the other. If they get into the other pasture, it's not the end of the world. Heading back to the barn. So here's the sheep came up to the barn. You could see up in the barn, Cannon and Bibi are up on their bunks that they like to sleep on. There's actually one bunk higher than that they sleep on, but that's their safety position, and so you could tell they're a little skittish. Dumped a little all stock right here on this bag. Thought they'd come and get it, but nope. Once my goats showed them there was grain there, they decided to come in and get some themselves. I'll try to put some more out now that they know what's there. Day one is going pretty good. They're obviously still afraid of me, but they're following me now because they know I have grain. I'm going to see if I can not scare them away and get them to feed out of my trough. Come on. Oh, you're alright. Thought I was trapping them in the barn. That was the first time they'd ever ventured into the barn. Yep, I'm right here. I'm feeding you. Get used to me standing here, giving you grain. Just come, boys! Come, boys! So this is pretty typical of what's been happening after a couple days. The goats run together in a cluster and the sheep in another cluster, but they move around the pasture together in one big herd, but the sheep stay by the sheep and the goats stay by the goats. All right, the sheep have been on our property for a few days now. I've been doing my call, come boys, when I'm feeding them. I can't see the goats or the sheep right now. They're up over that hill somewhere. But let's see if they're starting to learn what my call means. Come, boss! Come, boss! Come, boss! Come, boss! Come, boss! Good girls. Come on. There's a grain right there. I think they recognize the dinner bell. It's evening time and all the goats every night come in and get on their bunks, get ready to go to bed. No sheep in here right now. Usually they're standing right outside the door and I just have to coax them in and then close the door for the night, but they're off yonder somewhere right now. Hopefully I can call them in. Come, boys! Come, boys! Come, boys! I don't know where they're at. Come, boys! I see some eyeballs, I think, out there. Come, boys! Come, boys! Well, there's some eyeballs in my flashlight. Looks like I got 3 pairs of them. Come on in. Come on. Come, boys. Come on. Where's the third one? Come on. There we go. Let me get you some grain. And thus starts another day on the Flanagan homestead. The sheep tend to come out and start casually grazing their way over the hillside. The chickens spend their day out in front of the barn here. They're not all out yet. And then the goats tend to hang out by the barn for just a little while, eating up some grain or some hay that we have here. And then they go and join the sheep out in the pasture. Well, there you have it. A couple new does with my new sheep and the goats that have been on the property. There'll be other videos soon, seeing how they're all getting acclimated to each other. And thanks for joining me on the Flanagan Homestead, where Christmas trees are my business, teaching and cleaning horticulture is my job, and outdoor projects are my passion. Hope to see you again soon. Be blessed, everyone.